On the 10th of October 2022, a 33-year-old neonatal nurse was on trial. She was charged with 7 counts of murder and 10 cases of attempted murder, all which took place at the Countess of Chester Hospital between 2015 and 2016. The magnitude of this story cannot be understated. The victims were just babies. This is the case of Britain's most prolific female child serial killer, Lucy Letby.
It's just a disgusting story.
It really is.
I'm sure you'll tell it well, but I know the case and it's absolutely horrific.
You ready?
Not really.
Oh.
But I was getting some kisses on my knee from Diggs just then.
That's
so
kind of nice.
He knows that we're going to need some support through this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Not Another Crime Podcast.
I'm Georgia Love.
I'm Sammy Peterson.
I'm a journalist.
I am not.
But you are a damn good person.
Thank you for saying that.
Dad to Diggs.
Dad to Diggs.
Oh my God, Diggs just opened my legs. I didn't like that.
No, I don't like that at all. That's very weird. He's just licking you non-stop. You
Licking
can
me.
tap him on the nose if you want to stop
But it's
that.
quite nice. I've been away for 3 days and he's missed me.
He's missed you
He's
so
giving
much.
me leg kisses.
It's actually really nice. I did the same at the door.
Yes, kiss my legs.
kiss your legs. It's
Got down
lovely.
to the floor and started licking my shoes.
It's lovely.
As you do when I've been
As
away
you
for a while.
always do.
Hey guys, if you don't want to listen to us talking about this
George's
kind of
legs
stuff,
being licked, yeah.
you can skip ahead to just listen to the story. The time
Correct.
is in the show notes.
It is. And I heard from Stickers by Claude today.
Yes.
Who said she was very excited to hear everything on the podcast last week and was very excited that we read out her letter and opened the stickers yet again.
We love them. And guess
She's the
what?
best.
We actually got more stickers this weekend.
Yeah, we did.
And magnets from a beautiful listener of ours named Emily, who has left a speak pipe on the pod before.
Yes, she has.
And I was down in my favourite place on earth, Tasmania, for a food and wine festival. And this gorgeous girl came up to me with an envelope in her hands that said to Sammy and G and Diggs and Paudry. And
So
our beautiful
cute.
listener, Emily, heard me talking about the fact I was going to this food and wine festival called
yep,
Festivale
yep.
in Launceston, and brought a gift with her of stickers and magnets that she had made for
That's
us
so
and found me at the
nice.
festival and gave me them. And I will say, first of all, a huge thank you to Emily. You are so sweet, and it's just so beautiful to think of us at all, let alone bring me presents. And it's so lovely to meet listeners out in the wild.
Yeah, absolutely.
But can I say, Sammy P, I'm never going to be able to travel without you ever again.
Oh, why?
Because over the 3-day festival,
You need your stuff carried?
I needed someone to carry my things. Yes, I had an overwhelming number of people come up to me and first of all say they listened to the podcast, which made me so happy.
That's the
But
best.
everyone said, "Where's Sammy? We thought he would be here." So
well,
I
you had Gareth.
I did have my friend Gareth. And we're not allowed to travel alone anymore. So I hope that's okay with you.
Okay.
So I'm booking your Festivale ticket for next year right now.
Thank you so much. A year in advance.
Yeah.
Was it amazing?
It was so fun. It is just the most fun weekend. This is not sponsored
Grinspoon.
in any way.
Jessica Malboy.
Grinspoon,
What
Jessica
else do you need?
Malboy,
Yeah.
British India, and Boy and Bear with a music act.
Oh, yeah. I know Boy and Bear.
Yes.
Yep.
Fantastic music. Obviously fantastic food and wine because it's Tasmanian.
Yeah.
The weather was beautiful. It's just in a big park, in City Park in Launceston, and there's food and wine stalls and different stages set up everywhere. And you just like pick a spot for the day, and we just like had our little crew. There were 4 of us, and then just had friends that live in Tassie kind of come and go and join us for a couple of hours and then, move on somewhere else, and we'd have other friends come, and it was just 3 days of just drinking and chatting and catching up and
That's
eating
the
in the
best.
sun.
Did
It
you have a
was
hot jam
wonderful.
donut?
I did not have a single
Okay.
hot jam donut. I had some paella. Okay, I do have
churro?
to say, no churros.
Okay.
You know me, I'm not a sweets gal.
That's true.
There is a store
You had a whole
there.
cake to yourself.
Yeah.
A whole birthday cake and saying happy birthday to
That's
yourself
right.
in the rain crying.
Correct.
True to
there
form.
was a stall there with the funniest name I've ever seen because it just, in no way makes sense from what I can ascertain. And
Ascertain.
Ascertain, that's right. Ass,
Nice.
like Kim Kardashian's ass.
Yeah, like Kim Kardashian's ass that broke the internet.
The stall was called Smallest Pancakes Festival.
Oh, I saw you put up a photo of that. Yeah, what is this?
Smallest Pancakes
Keep saying the same thing over and over again. Explain yourself.
I can't explain it.
Explain it.
It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
And it's
Explain
so
it.
funny. Smallest pancakes festivals.
Smallest pancakes festivals. Oh, so it's the
name of
smallest
the store.
pancakes and they make them for festivals?
Don't know.
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense. And
No.
me and my grammar nerd friends.
You just speak to
thought
the owner
it was
or
the
anything?
funniest thing. No.
You didn't want to find the answer.
I couldn't breathe.
Some mysteries are better
So much.
left unsolved.
And that's my humour. It's
Yeah.
just too many plurals on
Yeah.
some words. I think is top tier humour.
That's so funny.
Sammy, tell me about your weekend.
I had my own festivale here
Oh, okay.
at home. Diggs and I had a bottle of Jans. We danced.
Hey.
We actually got Hungry Jacks on the weekend.
Oh my God.
Things
Can
are
I
going
say,
pretty good. Sorry about that.
so Jan's is a Tasmanian wine.
Correct.
Guess what they didn't have at Festivale?
Jans.
Yeah.
They haven't done a few years, haven't they?
The last few years they have not done Festivale, and this is my formal complaint to Jan's.
Yes.
Go back to Festivale, please.
Please.
There is no way you're not making enough money from it because my family and I and all
Yeah.
my friends have, I'm certain, kept you in business for many years.
Well,
So
Jan's-
if you need us to pay more per bottle, we actually always comment on the fact that it's cellar door prices, but at a food and wine festival, like it's wild. It's so good. So we always commented about the fact that it was really affordable.
Yeah.
If you need to bump up the prices, we're still going to buy it, I promise.
The girls from Jans came to my comedy festival show.
Yes.
And they're the best. Emily Fitzgerald, who I bloody loved. I don't know why I said her last name. Emily.
It's weird, yeah.
And then during... Oh, yeah, then they took me out for drinks at another time. And I went out to they had like a food and wine day in Melbourne.
That's right.
And they took me out for that and I drank my body weight.
Yeah.
Because it was so much fun. And then I was like they invited us there, me and my friend Brom, but then it was also like, we shouldn't drink too much because then we'll make fools of ourselves and everything. The only two people that were drinking and not spitting into buckets.
Yeah, because everyone else there was like...
Everyone was professional.
Yeah. Oh,
was
you
me and
saying
Bron.
spittoons has reminded me.
Of what?
Can we do
Spitting in a bucket.
Yeah. Can we
Why are you
please do
crying?
a big rest in pieces to Catherine O'Hara?
Why spittoons? What's
Because
the...
that's my favourite line from Schitt's Creek is when she says that she took her daughter Alexis on a holiday to France.
Oh.
And Alexis goes, yeah, I was 8 and it was a wine tour. And she goes, well, you could have used the spittoons like the other children.
I haven't seen all of Schitt's Creek.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, well, once we're through Sea Change, you know what we're watching.
Yeah, because Catherine O'Hara, I'm a huge fan of her from improvised films. So
Yes, yeah.
the reason I love her is
Welcome to
because she was
Goffman.
in Waiting for Guffman.
Wait, sorry, Waiting for Guffman.
Yeah,
Welcome
and
to
Welcome to Goffman, whatever that is. Waiting for Guffman, A Mighty Wind.
in Show.
Best in
My
Show.
favourite.
For Your Consideration. She did so many amazing films where she acted in them. But it was improvised, and she's just the funniest person in every film.
Yeah.
And then you know, Beetlejuice, Home Alone,
Yes.
like just an incredible actor.
She's absolutely amazing.
I didn't know that she was so young as well. Like she was just in the studio, the TV show. Remember?
I know, like in the last year.
Yeah, and it was just incredible.
A huge shock.
Yeah,
Waking
absolutely.
Up, you know, our time in Australia, waking up and opening up social media, and that's all that was
I know,
anywhere.
yeah.
It's really, I very rarely get kind of affected by celebrity deaths because I'm like, yeah, it's sad, but I don't know them. It hasn't affected me. This one really upset me.
Well, she seemed like a beautiful person. Like she seemed just
oh
so
my God,
lovely.
Everyone
And
said she was just the
Yeah.
best. And like I said, we didn't know she was sick. She was only 71.
I know, and I think
So
with like
sad.
Rob Reiner and like I mean it is such an awful time in general, really. And then you know these deaths, you know, you just go, oh my God, like another comedy legend that was just
Yeah.
like inspired everybody, like Catherine O'Hara, like kind of the understated person in comedy.
Oh, yeah, so every single
Everyone was
person
like, oh yeah, she's the funniest person in the world. But everyone
Yeah.
said that about her.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same about Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes,
I always
yeah,
go,
yeah,
she's
yeah.
the funniest person.
No one
But you
ever has a bad
she's
thing to
never
say
your
about
number
her.
one though. But she is, like when you actually
might
think
not
about it, you
think
go,
of her off the top of your head.
yeah, Julia
Yeah.
Louis-Dreyfus, amazing. But yeah, that is very
I'm reading
sad.
a book at the moment, and the main character's cat is called Julia Louis-Dreyfus. It's a good cat name, isn't it?
I like it.
Yeah.
God, we used to laugh.
Hey, we still laugh.
Hey, we still laugh.
Can we talk about it? This is not a funny topic. This is very serious to me. The last time we recorded,
Yes.
you said, while I was away
Yep.
in Launceston, you were going to watch.
Heated rivalry.
Did you do it?
Can I tell you what I watched instead? Morning Wars.
You've never watched Warning Wars before?
Nah.
What?
Nah. I watched an episode back in the day.
One episode?
One episode.
Warning Wars is fantastic.
It's so good. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
So
got
you're watching
Hungry
the
Jacks.
first season?
Watch that.
You got Hungry Jacks,
Yeah.
drank Jans, had a dance party with Diggs,
Yes.
and watched
Best
Morning
weekend of my
Wars.
life.
Fuck, that's a good
Someone had a
weekend.
mental breakdown. I watched someone had a mental collapse just dancing with Diggs. More Warning Wars.
Hungry
Bang,
Jacks.
bang, bang.
Give me
To
a
dance.
Whopper burger, yeah.
No, but so I had that on and I got up to the second season.
Oh, isn't the first season fucking brilliant?
It's amazing.
Isn't it
I don't really know where the
amazing?
second season's going, but I'm loving it so far. But yeah, that's how much I watched. So no, in answer to your question, I haven't watched Heated Rivalry, but I've seen many memes about it. I've seen many GIFs about it. I've seen so much going on with these two homosexual men who play hockey.
Yes, that's right.
And I can't wait to see these two homosexual men play hockey, make love, fall in love,
Yeah,
and go to
that's
the
right.
cottage. That's all I know about it.
He
That's all I know about it.
knows.
That's
he
all I know about it. That's all I know about it.
My close personal friend Connor Story is hosting SNL this week.
Pardon, sorry?
My close personal friend Connor Story.
Connor Story?
Yes.
Is that their actual name?
Yes.
And who's that?
Ilya Rozanov.
And that's one of the characters?
Yes.
One of the main gays?
Yes.
Okay. I get it now. Yeah.
Yes. He's hosting SNL.
Oh.
So we can maybe watch that as
Okay.
your like entry into Heated
Yeah.
Rivalry. The problem with you not watching it while I wasn't here is
Yeah.
that now I'm going to have to watch it with you and I'm going to be absolutely like heinous to watch it with.
Oh my God. We've got 2 nights together this week.
Oh.
Before you head off again and go to Tasmania again this weekend.
This weekend I have a wine festival in Hobart.
Yeah.
But I'm working at this one. This one is a job, not just pleasure.
But that doesn't mean you won't be doing the worm on the dance floor
I'm
after
going to try
midnight.
to bring in the two. If you
Bring
can't
in the
work,
two. What?
work and pleasure.
Oh, work and pleasure.
If you can't have pleasure, why have work? You know, as
Oh.
they say. That's actually going to be on my tombstone.
Could that be your catchphrase, or not catchphrase, but what you say when they say, madam, business or pleasure? And you say, both. I'm here for the wine festival.
Yeah,
Is that good?
I like
You could say that. That could be kind of fun. You could say that.
Yeah, I like
but no heated rivalry just yet. But
Guys, can
Hey,
you
it's gonna
bully
happen.
Sammy with me, please? Get onto his Instagram at Sammy Peterson Unofficial. Get onto our Instagram and our TikTok and
Yes.
our YouTube. Not Another Crime Podcast.
can you
And
freely follow that?
You can. Anyone
Can you freely follow that?
Yes.
Can you just freely follow that?
Freely follow it, and it is free to follow. You don't even have to pay for
Why
it.
isn't everyone doing that listens to this?
I don't understand. No, I don't know why. That I can't answer for you because I follow all of them for free.
For free. That's amazing stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so check that out.
And you can follow us and then bully Sammy into watching
Yes.
Heated Rivalry.
I'll tell you what. I'll watch Heated Rivalry
Mm-hmm.
if you watch my comedy special. It's on youtube.com. Check it out. It's on youtube.com.
Hey.
I went to Comedy Republic on the weekend where I filmed
Yes.
my comedy special. And I tell you what, drinks were flowing. I got free drinks from all 3 of the owners.
Oh my!
Yeah.
Because
Oh
you're
my
the best comedy
goodness.
special they've ever seen.
That's what they've said. And, well, they haven't said that. I've said that. And they put me in the newsletter this week. It's beautiful.
Oh my
I feel, I'm at the top
God.
of the newsletter.
You're at the top of your goddamn game. That's what
Yeah,
you're at
and the bottom,
of.
top and bottom, Heated Rivalry reference. And I will be celebrating. You celebrate and watch it right now on the Comedy Republic YouTube
Yay!
channel. I
I've
would bloody
watched
love
it.
that.
I love it.
Have you watched it?
Yes, with you.
Oh, yeah. When I first got a little,
You fool.
tease part of it. Yeah, but I'm very excited about it. So that's on youtube.com if you want to watch that. That'd
I
be
might
fun.
watch it tonight on my actual TV.
Whoa.
Like I'm going to
Surround
stream
sound.
it and watch it with surround. I don't have surround sound. I live in an old apartment and I don't really care about technology. But I'm going to watch it and maybe like play the podcast on my phone, like on the back of the couch. So then it will be surround sound, I guess. Do you want to come over and sit on the other side of me and then you can talk in my ear? Then it's surround sound.
No. But if you want to watch my comedy special, go to the Comedy Republic YouTube channel. Check that out. G-Love, you got anything to plug? When's your goddamn podcast coming back? Not this one. The other one.
Soon.
What a great plug.
Yeah, I can't remember the date that it's launching, but I've got my first interview for season 8 of. Pardon me, I just burped.
Oh, God, more burping, more snotting into the microphone like you did last week. Got a great clip of that. Don't worry about that. That's coming out.
Shit.
At the time of recording, at the time of recording it's coming out, it'll already be out. But don't listen to this goddamn podcast.
Season 8 of Everyone Has an Ex, my other podcast, is coming back. It is confirmed. I have my first interview for this season this week.
You got John Goodman?
No, I'm not interviewing John Goodman, no.
All right. Remember what your friend, our friend, I'd like to say our friend Bam. You didn't pull me up on it, but I, for some reason, got really aggressive and said, our friend Bam.
You did.
When I met her, for one of the first times I said to her, because she used to work at the project, I said, oh, yeah, who have you interviewed? Squidward? And she goes, no, I haven't.
No, I haven't even met Squidward.
Keep saying to people all night. Oh, Bam reckons she's interviewed celebrities at the project. She hasn't even met Squidward.
Hasn't met Squidward.
Squidward. Just love it getting slightly wrong. It's like, you haven't even met Squidward. You haven't even met Squidward. Oh, God.
You think you worked at a place that interviewed celebrities?
Have you ever interviewed Squidward? No, you haven't interviewed Squidward. I would like to say as well, thank you to all the people that continually write to us. We bloody love it. We'll be doing the mailbag section at the end.
Yes,
you can write into me at sammy@justanothercompany.com.au. You can leave us a voicemail. We call that a speak pipe. The links are below in the show notes.
We love hearing your voices.
God, we love it. Leave a 5-star rating. Leave a 5-star rating.
I met another listener at the airport on my way to Launceston. She was going down for Festival as well. She is the one that owns the dress shop in Port Douglas, and she'd written us an email. I met her at the airport as well.
God.
So there are Not Another Crime podcast listeners out there in the wild. You just never know when you might meet them.
I know. They'll spring out and get you.
They'll get you.
You can never be safe in this world. The Port Douglas, beautiful frocks, I imagine.
Yes.
Was she wearing one?
Yes.
Was she looking good at the airport?
Oh, she was looking great at the airport.
Oh,
I
thank
was
God.
okay, guys, I was going to take some photos and put them up on the podcast page to be like, this is what you can wear at the airport, this is what you can't wear at the airport. But then I realised it's not a nice thing to do to take an unsolicited photo of someone, put it on the internet saying this is a bad outfit. So I didn't do that.
I think, and I may be wrong on this, it was either Ben Lawrence or one of the many Emmas or Gemmas that listen to the podcast sent in a photo of someone on a plane. Oh, was it Alex? Maybe it was Alex. Oh, anyway, but they had a sparkly hat on the plane and went, G would be happy about this. Because it looked like a sparkly top hat.
Beautiful.
It was
a bit like
very
Rocky
funny.
Horror Picture Show.
Yes, with
Columbia. No, not Craig McLachlan.
Oh.
Nope. If that's
another crime.
well, he was found not guilty.
Was he?
That doesn't mean
Allegedly crime. Hey, everybody. We're going to get into this episode this week. I want to say that I had not heard of this crime before, and it was a real surprise to me. It is a really, really awful crime. There is, at the time of recording, a Netflix documentary coming out in just a few days.
And a huge trigger warning for this episode. It deals with the death of babies, not even just children. Babies.
No. And by the time you listen to this, the Netflix
doco
will be out. And hey, we'll either recommend it or we won't.
But we can't tell you now because we don't know. And also, Sammy did all the research for this without even having the doco to watch.
That's right. So some of it is incorrect. No, it's not. It's actually fantastic. I've checked it. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Wolves are easy to spot.
Wolves.
Like,
oh.
Those sorts of wolves. Sharp teeth, yellow eyes, a hunger that shows itself in the way they move. But the most dangerous wolves learn early how to soften their steps, how to lower their gaze, how to wear gentleness like a borrowed skin. In this place, softness was the uniform. Voices stayed low, hands were careful, smiles were meant to reassure. Lives small enough to fit in the crook of an arm depended on routines, regular safety, trust, and the unspoken faith that those who stood, watched through the night, were there to actually protect, never to do harm. No one thought to question the figure who blended so completely into that promise, who spoke the language of care fluently, who appeared when alarm sounded, there to protect, not to harm, who seemed to grieve when things went wrong, grieve with them. This is a story of a wolf in sheep's clothing. Not one that prowled at the edges, but one that stood at the centre of the flock. It is a story about how evil does not always announce itself with noise or chaos. You can't always listen for the chickens in the pen. But sometimes it arrives quietly, wrapped in kindness, waiting for the moment when no one is looking closely enough to see the teeth beneath the wool. This is a story of Lucy Letby.
Sammy, that was beautifully written, and I'm like tearing up already. That was really beautifully written. It's just such a fucking awful story.
Lucy Letby was described by her colleagues as quiet, ordinary, and entirely unassuming. To those who worked alongside her, she was a kind and dedicated nurse, someone passionate about her job and wholly trusted by the people who depended on her care the most. A clear trigger warning before we go any further on this. G's already mentioned this, but this is not an easy story to hear or to tell. At the heart of it lies a deeply unsettling question. Is Lucy Letby a serial killer responsible for the deaths of society's most vulnerable, or is she innocent? A scapegoat used to mask profound and long-standing systematic failures within the NHS. Letby herself has claimed that her unit was chronically overstretched, dangerously understaffed, and routinely unable to provide the standard of care its patients required. For those unfamiliar, the NHS, the National Health Service, is the United Kingdom's publicly funded healthcare system. It provides comprehensive medical care to legal residents, with most services free at the point of use and funded primarily through general tax. The NHS is not a single entity, but a collective term for four separate systems: NHS England, NHS Scotland, NHS Wales.
Wait, I want to guess the next one. NHS Florida.
God, you were so close. And Health and Social Care in Northern Ireland. So close, though. Just down the road. G and I are not parents, but this episode deals with themes that you may find deeply distressing, whether you're a parent or not. We encourage you to skip this episode and return to one of our other fun ones if that's what you want to do. I personally found researching this case extremely difficult. As always, we deliberately avoided including the most graphic and disturbing details. This is not another crime podcast, and there are other places for those accounts. Our focus here is on understanding the story, not sensationalising it. In October 2022, Lucy Letby was accused of attempting to murder 22 infants.
22.
Lucy became known as one of Britain's most prolific child serial killers. The most haunting aspect...
Sorry to interrupt. Even just saying one of is fucking horrifying.
I know. But we'll go into the other people that they're in this as well. The most haunting aspect of the story to most is that Lucy does not seem like a serial killer. How not many people really do. We look at Jeffrey Dahmer or John Wayne Gacy, and there's something about them that you go, oh yeah, that could be a serial killer. Yeah. And we can see a serial killer in that instant. It's an uncomfortable phrase, but one the media adopted. Lucy Letby's killing field. The hospital at the centre of that label was the Countess of Chester Hospital, located in Chester and serving the local population of North Wales. Around 2,000 babies are born there each year.
Wow.
And the hospital includes a special care unit dedicated to providing round-the-clock treatment for the most vulnerable infants. Historically, deaths at the hospital were rare. In 2010, there was just one recorded death of a premature baby.
Oh, wow.
In 2010 and 2012, there were 2 deaths each year. In 2013, that number rose to 3. And in 2014, there were again 3. These figures reflected a unit that, by all appearances, was functioning as intended, providing constant specialised care to critically ill and vulnerable newborns. In 2015, this all changed. The number surged to a staggering 8.
Just in one year.
The alarming thing wasn't the sudden rise, but the nature of the deaths themselves. Before these babies lost their lives, they were seemingly stable, only to suddenly deteriorate without any warning. This pattern itself, particularly in a special care unit, is extremely distressing and alarming, not just to the people that work there, but also to, of course, the parents. What was particularly striking was how differently the deaths were perceived depending on where you stood within the hospital. For NHS nurses and doctors on the front line, each death was absolutely devastating, watching families endure the worst moments of their lives. These losses had to be formally recorded, but for those providing care, they were far more than just statistics. Each death was deeply troubling and raised serious concern within the unit. And yeah, I said concern. Before we move on to how the first alarm was raised by a fellow colleague, I'd like to share with you a bit about Lucy Letby. Lucy was born in Hereford, I believe. Hereford. Hereford.
Maybe?
Yeah, I think Hereford. Let's go with Hereford. Hereford in January 1990, making her 33 years old at the time of her trial.
God.
She attended Alston School before going on to study nursing at the University of Chester. Nursing had long interested her. She had experienced a difficult birth herself, and her mother often told her that nurses had played a critical role in saving her life as an infant.
Oh, God.
After graduating, Lucy secured a permanent position as a neonatal nurse at the Countess of Chester Hospital at the neonatal unit in early 2012. That was difficult to get out. Quite a few neonatals
You've
there.
done really well.
Thank you for saying that. Early assessments of her performance were mixed. Some colleagues noticed gaps in her clinical knowledge and felt she needed to better recognise non-verbal distress in parents. So it'll be quite a big part of your role, I imagine, as a nurse, is you really have to get to know the parents and understand how they're adapting in a situation, if they are really not coping with what's happening.
Yeah, right.
With a few even describing her manner as cold. So a few people were like, Lucy's quite a cold person. Over time, however, she settled into the role and came to be regarded as competent and well-liked. Competent is never a compliment. I think people just go, they're competent. It's fine. I think it's fine.
Yeah.
But it's not like,
you
wow.
should be competent at your job. No matter what that job is, you should be competent. Let alone if it's about treating people in a hospital.
Lucy's upbringing was described as loving, warm and stable. Friends recalled that she was initially quite shy, but once comfortable, she was bubbly and fun. As a young adult, she enjoyed cocktails with friends, salsa dancing and holidays abroad, including trips to Ibiza.
Oh, I hate Ibiza.
You really do, don't you?
Yeah. Have I told the story on here before? About
I think you
Ibiza?
have. Yeah. Terrible experience.
I just hated it. It's just like my least. It's so not me. That whole party scene. And my then husband really wanted to go, so we did, and it ended up being a big group trip with all his friends and my friend. They're my friends as well.
Not anymore.
And I
ended
I
Ibiza.
just absolutely hated it. We couldn't get, went out one night. I was duped into thinking, well, no, I was told straight up, it's not a DJ. It's just there is a DJ around the pool at this place we're going to. It was a massive fucking DJ set. It was horrible. I hated it. And I couldn't get home. And I cracked the sheets and burst into tears and booked myself into a 5-star hotel for the next night.
Diva.
I regret nothing.
When the investigation began, Lucy was really open with friends and family with what was happening. And even though she was open, it was a massive shock to them. And when she was eventually arrested, they just couldn't believe it.
Because you mean she told her friends and family?
She was open about the investigation that was ongoing, and when she was actually arrested, they were shocked.
About the fact that they were investigating her
within the hospital. Yes,
and these babies have been dying, and they're investigating, and it's really, was she saying how awful is this that this is happening at work?
Yeah, while she's on the clock. Yeah, exactly. So her best friend commented that she would never believe Lucy did this unless she told her herself. Her family showed the same unwavering support. For those who knew Lucy, there was no question in their minds that she was incapable of such acts.
So everyone around her was like, there's no way.
There's no way. There had been no warning signs, no foreshadowing. Nothing to suggest she would one day be charged with these crimes. To understand what happened next, we need to return to 2015, when there was a noticeable and deeply troubling rise in infant deaths. On the 2nd of July 2015, shortly after the third death, the lead consultant on the ward, Dr. Stephen Breary, raised concerns with senior management. His concerns centred specifically on nurse Lucy Letby.
Wow.
Dr. Breary had identified a disturbing pattern. Lucy had been present at all 3 deaths. Yet, despite the seriousness of the observation, his concerns were not acted upon.
Oh.
3 deaths were already 3 too many.
Yeah.
And still no formal line of inquiry followed. In hindsight, this inaction is difficult to comprehend.
Yeah.
But at the time, the allegation itself may have felt almost unthinkable.
And you can speak, hindsight is 20/20 vision, right?
Exactly,
We're saying
yeah.
this now, but yeah, perhaps, I don't know. It's very hard to comment on because I don't know. I don't have any experience in, working in hospitals or being, no, not any.
Oh.
No. I did, my dad's a doctor, and when I was little, I used to go to work with him sometimes and play with the catheter bags. I don't know.
It should be your bio. When I was a kid, I used to go to hospitals with my dad and play with the catheter bags. Okay. The idea that, well, there were like ones that weren't already installed within someone.
I just
On
remember,
a patient or?
Yeah, on a patient. They hang up.
Oh, yeah, they weren't attached to a person.
No, they were. Like in the patient's room, they're like hanging up.
Oh,
and
not
they've
a
got,
catheter
like,
with.
the wee. Well, yes, but a catheter that's not the bag.
You're playing with a wee bag.
I was playing with the wee bag.
Yes. The idea, that's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. The idea that something so deliberate and so heinous could be occurring within a neonatal unit was likely beyond what many could accept as possible. Even so, it remains deeply troubling that nothing was done at that point. The doctor found this exceptionally frustrating. Over the next few months, there were 3 more deaths, and the patterns surrounding Lucy being present at all of these deaths now seemed undeniable.
So she must have been the only one who was present at all of them. If immediately this door, as in
she was.
Yes,
I mean, there's other people caring.
She's the only one that's been present at every one of the deaths. So
infant A, and their names have always been suppressed, but like infant A, if infant A was there, then Lucy was there, and if there was another nurse there, the infant under Lucy's care would suddenly die.
Oh.
So this was a pattern that was just emerging. Other consultants started to notice too. Morbidly, it became a question in the office and kind of gallows humour that if a baby died, was Lucy on duty?
Oh, God.
It felt like a joke, but also not. It seemed as though it was just gossip. In February 2016, another consultant, Dr. Ravi Jayaram, approached the executive of the hospital, Chief Executive Tony Chambers, with the same concerns.
Wow, without having spoken to the first doctor about it. Wow.
Well, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it.
On his own, yeah.
Tony was dubious and told the doctor that he could see how he might view the concerns of his unit as an excuse for the poor performance of the unit. In a way, Tony Chambers was accusing him of trying to use Lucy as a scapegoat. This carried serious implications. The NHS is a vast and highly bureaucratic system, and over time it appeared that senior leadership came to believe there was no immediate cause for alarm, that operations should continue as normal. Yet between February and... Are you getting a kiss?
Yeah, I'm getting a kiss on my face.
Diggs, come on.
Diggs, I don't need a kiss on my face.
Diggs, come on.
Kiss my legs. My face is someone else.
Yet between February and May, 2 more babies died and several others suffered unexplained collapses. The unit was clearly under strain. Mistakes were occurring more regularly, critical procedures were being missed, and there was insufficient senior cover on the shift. So like senior leaders, like doctors and,
There weren't enough people.
There weren't enough people.
God.
By this point, the atmosphere on the ward had become unbearable, especially for the frontline staff who were confronting these events day after day and constantly going home with another loss. By the end of June, a team meeting was held to address the rising death toll and to try to restore morale, reinforcing that their work was vital and they had to keep going no matter what. During the meeting, one detail stood out. Lucy Letby showed no visible emotion.
Wow.
Which struck some as unusual, particularly given that she was the only nurse who had been present at every fatality. Many would have expected her to be among the most affected by this. After the meeting, the doctor who called the meeting checked in with Lucy privately to ask how she was coping. Lucy thanked him for his concern, but said she was absolutely fine and didn't need to take any time off.
Well, you know what? Even if you've just been at work when you've been on shift, when a baby has passed, let alone a number of them,
Mm.
that in itself should make you not fine, let alone if it's then all
Exactly.
being investigated and everything. Like, this is
We'll go
just
into this
so
later.
red
It's
flagging.
kind of that nurses, in particular neonatal nurses, form quite a tight bond, obviously, with the parents, and this is a really hard thing. But she returned to work the very next day.
Wow.
So several alarm bells continued to.
It's phone ringing.
Hey, honey, I'm just recording a podcast with Georgia, honey.
Who dat?
Oh my God, sorry, I was calling you back. Okay, bye-bye.
You're on the podcast right now. Anything you want to say, Maggie?
Yeah, I saw you on the Jeffrey Epstein email.
Okay, bye.
hang up,
Bye,
hang up,
bye,
hang
bye,
up,
bye,
hang
bye, 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 bye.
That's very good.
That's very good. We'll have to have Meg Yeager on the
Meg
podcast
Yeager,
soon.
everyone.
Great comedian. Festival show. She's touring all around Australia. That's not any good indication of Meg. How quick she is. All right. After the meeting, a doctor checked in with Lucy. Oh, sorry, I've already been through this. So at this time, several alarm bells. Sorry, I've just been accused of something quite awful.
Do you want to take this opportunity to tell me and the listeners whether you were in the Jeffrey Epstein
I'm
emails?
not.
Why won't you make eye contact with me
I am.
in the emails?
So several alarm bells continued to ring for this doctor. You should need to take time off even if you're questioning your ability at this time. Now, Lucy is somewhat seen as a bit of a closed book. She came across as a very guilty person because she didn't show any emotion or react in the regular ways you would expect in such tragic circumstances. We've kind of been through this before, but sometimes people don't behave in the way you expect them to. The evening, Dr. Breary contacted the head of nursing That evening, Dr. Breary contacted the head of nursing for the urgent care division, a woman by the name of Karen Reese. He told her plainly that Lucy needed to be immediately taken off his unit.
Wow.
That he believed that she was responsible and that something needed to change right away.
So straight up, I think she's responsible. Not
I
even
think
there
she's
might be
responsible.
something going
no,
on here.
I think she's
Wow.
responsible. But once again, Karen dismissed the concerns and said that Lucy posed no threat to patients and without concrete evidence, they would not be able to act.
And you know what? It is hard, like if you want to kind of play devil's advocate for it, which is the wrong term because there's no advocating for someone who's done this. But at this point, they didn't know whether she had or not. You look at that as someone who's in charge of the unit, I suppose, and you go, well, we can't assume that somebody is doing this. So, I mean, I'm saying it. I disagree with it as I'm saying it. But I suppose she's probably looking at that and saying, well, you can't just tell me that I've got to take someone off the roster. We don't have any proof of anything. I can't just,
And you can't just rip
accuse
someone off.
of multiple murders.
No, you can't rip someone off the unit and just be like, look, these are the reasons why, because the doctor suspected
Which
it.
is hard to say because now we know that obviously she was, that was the case. But if it wasn't, imagine that story. Some person has been present for all these tragedies happening and we've accused her.
Exactly.
For any justification of that Karen's decisions in that moment, I suppose it was probably that, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Karen then said that if anything were to happen with Lucy, that she would take personal responsibility for it.
Wow, she backed her that much.
Backed her that much.
Far out.
The next day, another baby collapsed and Lucy again was on shift.
The next day?
Next day. Consultants continued to mount pressure against the hospital and finally Lucy was moved to administrative duties.
Wow.
Administrative.
Well done.
Administrative is
Beautiful
fun too.
pronunciation.
There was a huge relief at the time for all of the consultants and the nurses. Despite moving her, the hospital was not going to take any further action. The hospital told the concerned staff that the action they were taking was to move her to administrative duties and they had done their due diligence.
Far out.
They then asked the staff to stop emailing them on the matter.
Oh, so there's multiple people going, no, more needs to be done. And they just go, stop it. We've
There's a
moved
group
on to
of
the
them. In
desk.
fact, I think it was 7 consultants.
Wow.
I don't know if I'm pulling that name out of my arsenal, but I feel like it was about 7.
Out of your arsenal.
Out of my arsenal.
It's funny, I haven't heard that.
In a situation like this, proof is essential.
Yeah.
But by this point, there appeared to be a growing body of circumstantial evidence. The pattern could not be ignored.
And this is the thing we've discussed with this as well. And I feel like I say it often when people argue about, trials that are on at the moment and people are following in the media and people go, but it's only circumstantial.
Exactly.
Yes, but that is still evidence. Yeah. Circumstantial evidence is that. There have been cases found on
someone.
Only circumstantial.
Exactly.
So you can't discount that either.
Well, the pattern could not be ignored, and to prevent history from repeating itself, the common variable had to be removed, and she was. After Lucy was reassigned, the whispering on the ward reached her. She filed a formal grievance against 7 consultants. Oh, I didn't pull it out of my arsehole. There you go. Arguing that her removal her removal from the unit was based on unsubstantiated accusations. In her complaint, Lucy said that after returning from annual leave, she felt excluded and professionally devastated by a decision in which she had no say. While she acknowledged that staff had the right to raise concerns, she said that those concerns did not need to be discussed openly in a way that caused her significant distress. Behind her back, she was labelled the Angel of Death.
Oh, how awful.
A term that eventually...
That term is awful.
Oh, it's awful.
Yeah.
A term that eventually made its way to her. By this stage, many consultants had turned against her, and the pressure continued to intensify. Numerous disparaging comments were made about Lucy in private, many of which later reached her. Lucy maintained that she remained professional throughout her reassignment, but said the isolation and secrecy surrounding the situation began to take a toll on her mental health and her confidence. She made it clear that she wanted to return to the unit where she had trained and begun her career. Now, when Lucy's complaint is received, senior management takes it very seriously. 2 of the consultants must go through mediation with her, and all 7 of the accused consultants are forced to write an apology letter to Lucy Letby, or that they would be reported to the General Medical Council. The consultants believed that this was a patient safety violation, but they needed proof. So Lucy herself was a safety violation. All they saw was a failing ward based on data. So that's kind of what the senior management are going, it's just data. Like, this is what we're seeing right now. They did have clear evidence that Lucy had been treated unfairly in the workplace, so they needed to act on that first. This is just they're treating it like any other company. It's just like a HR thing instead of like infants are dying. It seemed like the easiest thing to be able to deal with. The unit was more and more understaffed. It was like they didn't have the time to get the evidence once another tragedy occurred. So they just had to move on so quickly. They were too understaffed to deal with it.
Poor families.
All 7 consultants ended up sending Lucy an apology letter.
Shit.
However, they stated this came from a fear of the most important thing, the patient's safety. The consultants themselves were extremely irritated that they had to go through with writing an apology letter to someone they believed was guilty, and it does not go unnoticed that while Lucy was on administrative duties, can you guess?
There were no deaths.
Yeah.
Oh,
These
God.
sudden deaths and collapses seemed to disappear. And so, as a result, the consultants did not drop the issue and continually asked for a formal investigation. Eventually, the hospital caved in.
Yeah. We're talking about children dying.
And asked the Royal College of Paediatrics and Child Health to conduct a formal review.
Only after all of this.
All of this.
Jesus.
The review found that the hospital may have downplayed the full extent of the concerns raised about Lucy Letby, but because of how badly the hospital was being managed due to staffing issues and resources, there was no evidence in the cause of death in any of the cases.
Oh.
So this is extremely frustrating for all of the consultants. On one hand, their fears were slightly validated, but on the other, it looked as if Lucy would be getting away with something they believed she was very guilty of. The reviews...
So is it kind of saying the causes of death aren't the same in each of the cases, so we can't possibly say that they're linked?
Yes, yeah, but there are definitely issues right here.
Yeah, okay.
But it could be because of resourcing. It could be because of the understaffing.
Okay, yes, yeah. There's nothing enough to show that it was a person.
I think more that critical procedures are being missed.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
The review suggested that an external independent review should be carried out for each of the deaths. I was surprised that this isn't something that actually already happens with a death. But I guess this goes back to the running of the hospital and how the NHS was performing at the time. As a result of the review, the hospital decided that they would stop accepting any babies under 32 weeks of gestation until management was properly sorted out.
What happens to those premies then?
Well, they'd have to go to another hospital. Yeah.
Oh, God.
This was a huge blow to the consultants. The senior management were now utterly convinced that the tragedies were in fact caused by poor management and not by something more sinister at play. This fed into exactly what Tony Chambers thought earlier. He believed that Lucy was a convenient person to pin all of this on.
They saw the data of who was working on
Exactly.
which shift, saw that there was a common denominator and went, we can pin it on her.
We can pin it on her. Because of the review, the hospital management decided not to go through with the external reviews. As a result, the consultants in April 2017 formally reported their fears to the police.
Wow, they had to go.
They had to just go to police. It's the only way they're going to get listened to. Chester Police launched a formal investigation and invited Dr. Dewey Evans, a retired paediatrician. Now, okay, I should make it clear here that he had heard what was happening and he volunteered his services.
Okay.
He was a retired person, but actually he said, I'll do it on behalf of the police.
Right, okay. As someone who understands the industry.
Yes, I wanna-
police don't understand how that all works.
He was
obviously.
watching the Lucy Letby thing from afar and went, I want to, yeah. He made it very clear that he didn't want to be made aware of any police or hospital's feelings that may sway, his...
Such a doctor.
Exactly,
way to
exactly.
look at it, isn't it?
And his daughter was just playing with the catheter bags on the patients in the hallway.
Dr. Love.
Dr. Love. Dr. Evans was given a record of 30 babies. For half of them, he was able to find a very clear explanation of their death, due to infections or hemorrhages. For 15 of these, he could not provide an explanation of what had occurred. So half.
So those parents, there's 15 families whose babies have died and they haven't even been told why.
Well, this was of the 30.
Independent review.
This was of the 30 that were given.
Yeah.
So there was way more than that. Yeah. Yeah. It was the suddenness of the deterioration that didn't add up. He noticed in some of the cases the baby showed signs of air embolisms in their system, which to him, he believed that this could not be accidental.
Is that like a bubble, like if
Yeah,
they're
so-
like injected with air?
So air would have had to be injected into them for this to happen.
Oh God.
One isolated case might not have really concerned him, maybe even two, but several babies showed the same patterns, so this became really concerning to him. Some of these babies also showed signs of being overfed, which a premature baby could not handle, so they would have a certain
That's exactly
amount.
what they know what to do and not to do in a neonatal unit.
Exactly. So, so a certain baby would have like this amount of milk and then overfed, it would throw up and everything. So it's just like this cycle where it's going, this isn't right. So there's clearly a problem, but was their intent? That's what they had to find out.
Yeah, okay.
He also found signs of direct trauma in some of these cases, bleeding around the mouth or the back of their throats, which would be caused by a breathing tube being forcibly inserted or removed, causing catastrophic bleeding. Now, these findings were extremely alarming, not just to him, but also to the police as well. So he took this to the police and they went, we have to look into this. It was enough to pull even more case files, particularly a pair of twins who'd both deteriorated rapidly after their blood sugar levels dropped. At first, it looked ordinary, which is why it was missed. But when their blood was tested, they found a high level of insulin, the kind that could only be present if it were administered externally. They knew this because when insulin is produced naturally, the body also produces C-peptide in equal. If there is far more insulin than C-peptide, then it proves that the insulin was actually administered externally. For Dr. Evans, this was the most damning evidence so far.
Both twins. Oh, God.
Yeah. Police now had 17 unexplained deaths and 16 suspicious collapses.
And sorry to be ignorant, but collapses means like a collapse in their condition.
Yes, yeah. Not necessarily dying,
mean
but
that,
yeah,
yeah.
but like
Their
deterioration that
health has
just went
yes.
crazy, and it was if an alarm went off, and sometimes I'll explain later. Sometimes an alarm was turned off weirdly in the room, but sometimes yeah. So this was the thing, but it's actually the two insulin cases where they can pinpoint who was there for those two tragedies.
Oh wow!
And no surprises here, it was Lucy Letby who was a common factor in both of these deaths. Now, the insulin collapse occurs within minutes, so whoever did it must have been on shift. And, of course, they can pull the rosters, or for UK people, rotors.
What?
They call them rotors.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that mean? I mean,
It's just
that's what
roster.
it means.
It's just the same, just rotor.
Oh.
And they can see that Lucy was there every time.
Shit.
They then cross-reference the other incidents and the same pattern appeared. By the fourth case, it was proven, and by the last case, it was absolute. So the police now had to arrest Lucy Letby. On the 3rd of July, 2018, police knocked on Lucy's door.
3 years after this all started.
Yeah.
God.
Who answered and was extremely calm, not panicking at all, and did not protest her innocence. As she was taken to the car, she politely asked if she can have her seat moved forward as she recently had knee surgery. Even throughout the interviews, detectives all said she didn't panic at all and was really cooperative.
What the fuck?
Meanwhile, police began searching Lucy's home. Her bedroom was decorated in pink and white with teddy bears on display, glittery photo frames, slogan artwork and fairy lights.
At the age of 33.
Yeah. By all appearances, an ordinary, unremarkable room. Many reports later focused heavily on the teddy bears and the seemingly juvenile decor. But it's difficult to see how that alone would ever prove anything.
Of course, yeah.
It was certainly not the smoking gun investigators were looking for. What they did find, however, was much more significant.
Oh.
Hidden under a bed were 257 confidential hospital documents, including handover sheets, medical notes, and oxygen reports.
Oh my God, I don't remember this detail.
8 of those documents related directly to babies who had died or suffered unexplained collapses. Police also recovered a series of post-it notes and a diary entry that read, "I killed them.
Oh my God.
I did this. I am evil."
Oh my God.
Now, these notes looked like confessions. Others were questioning her guilt. Was this me? Did I do this? Am I evil? Lucy explained later that she was surprised to see the police, that she was that she was surprised to see the police, but she kind of was expecting it after all the investigations at the same point.
Knew, yeah, right. Okay.
She'd kind of known the investigations and whispers were happening about her at the time. She talking about it. She was talking about it.
She'd been talking.
She was talking. She was talking about it with her family. She was talking about it with her friends. They were just surprised when she was actually arrested.
Yeah.
In isolation, the body cam footage showed a cold, detached and unemotional person. And for the documents under her bed, they do look suspicious, almost like trophies. But she explained that these documents maybe were kept in her pockets and she kept throwing them under the bed after her shift. She had a shredder at home and was going to shred them, but she hadn't got around to it at that point. She hadn't got around to that batch at that stage. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if nurses do.
I don't know. Yeah.
I think, as...
I wouldn't think so. I'm pretty sure you can't take any hospital documents home from the hospital.
I know,
why
but...
would you ever be doing
Well,
that?
as a nurse, I imagine you're on your feet all the time. You could just put something in a pocket or something. I don't know. Maybe it could happen.
Yeah, but I feel like even if you've done that, you take it back to work the next day.
Yeah.
Even if it's to be shredded, shred it there.
Yeah.
It's not your document to have.
No, that's true. As for the diary, she explained that she was in a really deep depression after all the rumours, whispers and investigation. Her GP advised her that she should keep a journal of what was happening, not because she'd intentionally done anything wrong, but because she should keep track of her emotions. She had been made to feel inadequate as a nurse, and the constant whispers behind her back made her feel more and more isolated. As well as the notes and documents, police also found that Lucy had searched for the parents of the babies online.
Oh, God.
31 times.
Oh, my God.
Sometimes immediately after their death or even on anniversaries of their death.
Oh.
Again, this can be argued that she was feeling an immense amount of guilt It could be normal behaviour as nurses form a tight bond with the parents and want to check in. Another weird thing is she had written bereavement cards. That's not weird in itself, but she'd actually taken photos of all the bereavement cards that she wrote, and she had copies of them, like she kept them as a trophy.
Oh.
Now, the police did not believe that Lucy fit the profile of a killer. Someone who'll commit these heinous crimes. Either the police had it wrong, or evil can truly exist in places you've never expected. She's routinely described in the media as the vanilla killer.
Oh.
Because of how ordinary and boring she is.
Oh, I hate that.
I hate that.
I hate that, but that is so awful to the parents and,
I know.
and the loved ones of victims, just to be like, oh, she's boring.
She's boring.
I'm pretty sure it's not like there's nothing boring about these people's lives and what has happened to them.
Exactly. By this point, police were convinced that Lucy was guilty.
Wow.
Colleagues and even parents cited Lucy being by the bedside of these babies just before incidents occurred. This was really damning for Lucy. There was a lot of circumstantial evidence. On the 10th of October 2022, Lucy's trial began and went for 10 months.
What?
At the Manchester Crown Court.
And God, that's a long time after. So she was arrested in 18, and
Yes.
the trial was 4 years later. Far out.
It was one of the longest trials in British history.
Whoa.
Lucy was accused of murdering 7 babies and the attempted murder of 15. Lucy pled not guilty to the charges. The prosecution's evidence centred around the blood tests results showing insulin poisoning in 2 infants. Everything else they argued was supporting the fact that she was guilty. The names were anonymous in the case. The infants' names were assigned a letter from A to Q. So Q.
Oh, my God.
The first case was that of A and B, born prematurely who were progressing well. Lucy was assigned the designated nurse for child A. Things deteriorated. In a couple of hours, the shift, the nurse who had the shift of child A had passed. Child B also passed in a similar way after an oxygen tube was dislodged.
Oh.
Now, I won't go to any more details of the babies here. It is horrific, and even if accidental, not something that we ever need to go into. I've done this research so you don't have to. Each child seemed to be progressing well, and then, in each case, there seemed to be a change in progress. Child G had been overfed. Lucy could have snuck in with her monitor being turned off and not logged the other feed. The details go on and on. So what really had happened, it was all circumstantial, really, apart from the insulin.
It was not the same cause of death in each
Exactly.
of them.
Yeah, there was overfeeding, there was all this other stuff, but it was all circumstantial, basically. Lucy was the only one of 2 nurses on duty on several occasions. Lucy was the common denominator in these in the incidents. Both prosecution and defence, as well as Lucy, agreed that the insulin levels found in the infants could not have been possible without the C peptide rising too. But all Lucy said in her defence was, "All I can do is speak for myself and that I did not do this." Bravely, some of the parents testified in court.
Oh, God, those poor people.
There was also testimony from another nurse who found Lucy watching and doing nothing to help in a clear emergency.
Oh.
Over the 10 months, each case was discussed A to Q. The prosecution was able to show a graph showing that each time a child collapsed or died, Lucy was there. The pattern was far too consistent for it to be a coincidence. Every single one. The prosecution was very careful not to claim that this was statistical proof of her guilt, but it was one brick in the wall, although a very heavy one. The defence team, of course, scrutinised this evidence, but not in a way that seemed to sway the jury. While this was really persuasive material, a group of statisticians stated after the trial that the data was essentially meaningless and flawed.
Oh.
They explained that the chart didn't control for basic variables. Which child was the sickest, on which days, which nurses were actually assigned to which infants, which nurses regularly worked with the sickest children, and did Lucy simply just work more shifts? If you didn't control for those factors, then the chart is very misleading. It also shows a very small amount of data. In other words, they went with the assumption that Lucy was guilty and then lent into evidence to support that theory.
Right.
Lucy spent 14 days under cross-examination.
Poor.
She was calm, maintained her innocence, softly spoken, and rarely showed any emotion. Her core defence was that she didn't do anything wrong and she was being used as a scapegoat for the wider failings within the ward. When she was pressed for specifics, she struggled to answer any kinds of questions or elaborate. You would expect her to have some kind of explanation in her defence, but she did not.
Especially after 4 years of standing accused of something. If you really, really didn't do it, you'd think you'd have a pretty clear argument as to what you think happened.
Exactly. You would, yeah. It was not persuasive enough for the jury. She said that it was all due to understaffing, a stressful environment, under-resourcing, which led to shortcuts being taken every time in medical procedures. This almost cemented her guilt. After 10 months, the trial ended. On the 10th of July 2023, the jury began their deliberations. After 22 days, they returned with a verdict.
22 days.
On top of the 10 months. Same jury throughout.
Oh.
On August 13, 2023, the jury found her guilty of 7 murders and 6 attempted murders. 3 of the counts were left undecided.
Wow.
Lucy was sentenced on the 21st of August 2023 to 14 life orders. She's only the 4th woman in British history to receive that kind of sentence, along with Myra Hindley and Rosemary West.
Wow.
The court accepted her behaviour as deliberate. This didn't bring back the losses. Of course it didn't. And it wasn't a satisfying ending for anyone. No. Because what was the fucking motive?
Yes.
Birthdays never reached. First steps that never happened. Lucy refused to attend the verdict for her sentencing. She did not have to sit through witness statements. Lucy argued that she had PTSD from the trial. She also claimed that she suffered from anxiety so bad that she couldn't bear it anymore. The families ended up calling Lucy cowardly for not coming. She should take some accountability. The prosecution did not have to prove a motive, but the story doesn't end there. Good. After the trial, online sleuths and psychologists tried to answer the idea of motive.
Yeah, because you're right. You don't have to prove a motive, but it is just human nature. Like,
exactly. You want a motive. You want answers.
Oh, God.
One theory was that Lucy was seeking a thrill, wanting to play God.
Oh, God, yuck.
Others have argued that she had a fascination with causing grief in the emotional process of grieving. Did she become obsessed with this? Another theory is jealousy. She was 33, lived alone, and perhaps overcome with jealousy of happy families.
Oh, I hate that theory. Fuck off. You can be 33 and not have a family, and that doesn't make you kill people.
Well, exactly. And that was his online sleuths coming up with all these different motives. One more theory is this might have been an attempt to get closer to a doctor who she was deeply interested in.
What?
After the events, the doctor would shower her with praise and say what a great job she did under high pressure.
Oh, yuck.
The doctor's name is written in her diary with love hearts surrounding it.
Oh, yuck.
They grew closer and closer over time. Their interactions were very limited because he was married and had kids. And perhaps she engineered these events to get closer to him.
Fuck, I hope that's not true.
When the case was unfolding, this particular doctor stood by her the whole time. Allegedly, when the case was unfolding, he even sent her a text. You are one of the few nurses across the region, and I've worked pretty much everywhere that I could trust with my own children.
Shit.
He even offered to write her a statement to vouch for the quality of her care. He also kept her informed of the internal review about her that was happening and that was going on at the time so she could stay ahead of the game.
Which doesn't seem like
Doesn't seem legal, does it?
Doesn't seem kosher anyway,
No.
exactly.
When the doctor was called to testify by this point, though, he had turned against her.
Oh.
This was one of the only times that Lucy herself showed emotion, breaking into tears, which kind of proves a little bit about that theory. So even though she was being sentenced, the investigation still isn't over. Police continue to investigate and review her clinical footprint. How far did it go? New charges might still follow.
Wow, for damage caused or something.
In 2024, Lucy went through a retrial on baby K. The assertion that the baby was active and might have dislodged it themselves, so dislodged this pipe, but she was found guilty in the retrial again and given an additional life sentence.
Oh, God.
Since the trial, the hospital's implemented an entirely new senior management team.
Yeah, I reckon.
They still haven't lifted the restriction on accepting babies under the 32-week gestation period.
So even though an individual has been found guilty for being responsible for these, the hospital itself won't take.
Apparently, yeah.
Wow.
It's all understaffing. Since the trial, the case has been likened to Harold Shipman, who killed over 200 patients in the late 1990s to early 2000s.
Dr. Death?
The British Dr.
Yes,
Death. Yeah.
yes.
Not the one that the TV show was based on. In February 2025, when a major press conference was held, in 2025, a major press conference was held that Lucy Letby was in fact 100% innocent.
Huh?
It was held by Dr. Xu Li, a Canadian professor, and 14 international neonatal specialists independently. They said that they were deeply concerned about how the medical evidence had been interpreted at the time. Their conclusion was that there was no medical evidence whatsoever in any of the 17 cases in their view.
Wow.
They said that every single collapse or death was explained by natural causes or failure of care in an overstretched unit. During the press conference, Dr. Xu Li said he disagreed when the retired paediatrician volunteered their services. So he disagreed completely with what they said.
Wow.
As for the alarm that was turned off, well, that was the only one. Also, it was only one of the nurses' testimonies. Another said that it wasn't turned off.
Oh.
The panel expanded on their findings and, like I said before, found Lucy 100% innocent and that none of the cases were caused by direct harm.
God.
The panel offered the information freely for Lucy's defence to use. Her defence team took it extremely seriously, which means that Lucy could be eligible for retrial. In July 2025, police arrested 3 senior hospital staff members on suspicion of causing death of serious negligence.
Wow.
Their names have not been released, as far as I could find, but it is being taken extremely seriously. Lucy does now have a glimmer of hope in the future if she is indeed innocent. It also opens up families to a further hurt and anguish.
Of course it does.
There is a brand new Netflix documentary about this. By the time this is released, will be available. The tragedy of Lucy Letby is not only in the lives lost, but is in how we deem the unthinkable. That harm could come from someone whose role was to protect the most vulnerable. I'll do that again. The harm could be from someone whose role was to protect the most vulnerable. Whether you believe her to be guilty or not, it either shows an evil, monstrous person, perhaps without a motive, or deep-seated issue within the NHS. If found guilty again, is a reminder that systems built on trust must also be built on vigilance. Because when a wolf wears the clothing of a healer, the cost of disbelief can be catastrophic. That, G, is the case of Lucy Letby and babies A to Q whose names have been suppressed, but the poor families are absolutely at the front of our minds in today's episode.
Oh God, this is such an awful one. It's so hard to even kind of put into words what I think and feel about it.
I know.
It's just so devastating.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm interested to see this documentary that's coming out. I mean, we're recording before it comes out, but what I was interested in, because I was like, oh my God, she's guilty. And I started to write the story and then I went, imagine if she's not. Like, I mean, in a wild world where she's not, if these...
It is the common denominator if she's there, but it is just a coincidence.
If that is the case. But if she is guilty, what a monster. I just don't understand the motive at all.
No, but again, you don't. That doesn't have to be proven. She could just be, obviously not right in the head. I mean, oh God, I feel weird even commenting on it. I don't know. I've had very close friends have premature babies.
Yeah.
I've had very close friends have stillborn babies.
Yeah.
And that is my closest touch wood association with that, and that breaks my heart to even think about. And that's just an association with people who've suffered through that. I cannot imagine someone losing a child and finding out that someone was to blame for that.
Yeah,
So devastating.
Yeah, absolutely. And just the families being there going, this is the person. That's why I kind of was talking about the wolf at the start, because it is like...
That's literally the person
That's literally the person that was there. Like, and if you see that, if they're disguised, you don't know that...
Of course not. Why would you ever question the person whose
exactly
job it is? And, you know,
and you're in a neonatal unit.
Exactly. Put her life towards doing that.
Yes.
It's not a job like, you know, you go to your office job and, this is the job you've got to do today.
Yeah.
No, that is like, you know, nurses are just the most incredible humans on earth. I think usually to make that decision to dedicate your life to literally saving people and doing the jobs that so many other people don't want to do because of the devastation you'd see. It's so hard because it's really difficult to play devil's advocate, to use that term again and go, oh, but what if she's not? But fuck, you're right. Yeah, what if she's not?
But I don't know. Yeah, like
because
it's so...
it's interesting, sorry to interrupt you, the thing about the panel of 14 independent doctors, that immediately my mind went to the Lindy Chamberlain case.
Sure.
Where independent people afterwards came to the fore and said, well, hang on, no, we don't think that because actually Dingo's behaviours are proven to do this, blah, blah, blah. And that was a case of a lot of independent people coming out and saying, no, we work in the field and we don't believe that.
Yeah.
That's just given me a glimpse at, like, a reminder of that.
Yeah.
But you also, like, I just desperately want to have hope and trust in the legal system.
Yeah.
To believe that it did the right thing and it made the right decision.
Well, who knows, you know, there could be another retrial. Like, who knows that in, you know, another 10 years people might be looking back and going, what the hell? Like, either way, like, I mean, if she was found innocent, that's a wild thing to have happened, but also if she's found guilty, it's just such a monstrous, awful thing.
Yes.
You know, as a 33-year-old, just, you know, have done this. And
33 by the time she was arrested as well. It was happening for 3 years.
Yeah. And also, like, you know, we'll have to do the Harold Shipman at some point. I mean, you know, the idea of this podcast is we have to space some of these episodes out. I mean,
exactly.
you know, we can't just do doctors. We can't do, you know, because it is so awful to go through some of these. And this one was particularly hard just to investigate and stuff, because it's like, as you go into the graphic detail and the nature of it, you go, oh my God, like, it is so awful. And there are other places to find that sort of information. We don't want to talk about that because it is so devastating. And I think I said enough in there. It's just like, it is so awful what these poor families went through.
It's just horrible.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching that documentary.
Same. Yeah. I would be interested to see what kind of conclusion they make in the documentary.
Yeah. I know, in particular, I don't know if my friends, I won't say their names, but two of my friends I know who listen to this podcast religiously. I don't know if they'll listen to this episode because they've both got children, and that this might be a bit too upsetting for them. But I know I have spoken to each of them about Lucy Letby before, and they very much say, you know, she's a fucking monster.
Yes.
And,
yeah.
The most horrible kind of monster you can even fathom.
Yeah.
So that's certainly was my knowledge and understanding of the case before. So I'm really interested to see this documentary. I'm also interested to see how, because we discuss this often with a documentary, it is, you know, there is always bias kind of brought to it. Whoever the filmmaker is will kind of...
Michael Moore.
Is it really? That would be quite amazing. I wonder if they lean...
Just keeps talking about Flint, Michigan. You're like, why are you talking about Flint, Michigan so much? No, that's where you grew up. It's got nothing to do with this.
Literally nothing to do with this case. I wonder if that will lean into, or not lean into rather, will explore the assertions that she may not be guilty, or if it's going, no, these are the facts, and this is what a jury has discovered. This is the fact. She's a monster.
Which is, you know, what they should do. I just find it interesting if they are so up to date and they discuss the review that was undertaken.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really interesting that a panel came forward, volunteered to say that, and that's why I thought it was important to say that the original paediatrician he was retired, but he did volunteer.
Yes.
So the police didn't go to him.
Yes.
He volunteered, and that was his evidence that he found.
Right.
And then
so that could be seen as did he have an issue? Yeah.
That could be a strange thing, but also then, Dr. Shuley from Canada came out and said there is no way that we can say this, and also included 14 other neonatal specialists. I just find it really interesting. I just wonder what that compulsion was for them to come forward and say that, because why are you disagreeing with another,
and the
pediatrician's
justice
already said
system.
that, and the justice system as
and
well.
a 10-month trial.
Yes, where they were found guilty.
Far out.
So that's I just found that really interesting as a kind of a footnote to this case, that we don't know what's happened or
by the
there'll be a
letter of the
retrial.
law we do.
Yeah.
But it's important to talk about, it's interesting maybe to talk about the fact that other people disagree.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't it? It's such a fascinating story.
Thank you for researching that one, because I didn't want to.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
but
yeah.
purely
Yeah.
selfish reasons for me, Sammy. Thank you
Yeah,
for doing that, because,
yeah.
oh God, it's just awful. It's just horrible. And this is exactly what you said. No matter what comes out of that, it does not change the fact that these families have gone through this and that they've lost their babies.
Oh my God. And at the most critical time of their lives as well. It was the saddest. I want to end, and I wrote this again at the end, just my introduction for that. Again, I just wanted to read it. The end again. Wolves are easy to spot. Sharp teeth, yellow eyes, a hunger that shows itself in the way they move. But the most dangerous wolves learn early how to soften their steps, how to lower their gaze, how to wear gentleness like a borrowed skin. In this place, softness was the uniform. Voices stayed low, hands were careful, smiles were meant to reassure. Lives small enough to fit in the crook of an arm depended on routines, trust, and the unspoken faith that those who stood, watched through the night, were there to protect. No one thought to question the figure who blended so completely into that promise, who spoke the language of care fluently, who appeared when alarms sounded, who seemed to grieve when things went wrong. That was the story of a wolf in sheep's clothing, not one that prowled on the edges, but one that stood at the centre of the flock. It is a story about how evil does not always announce itself with noise or chaos, but sometimes arrives quietly, wrapped in kindness, waiting for the moment when no one is looking closely enough to see the teeth beneath the wall. We're back with the mailbag section in just a moment. Hey everybody, it's the mailbag section.
It's the mailbag.
Yeah. The first internet letter comes from Gemma with a J.
There's so many
Gemmas and Emmas. Sammy and G. This is Gemma with a J, but if you can call me Emma with a silent J, whatever. I want to commend you both for your story on the Clutter family murders. In particular, not making a joke of the name Dick Hickok. Incredible restraint, and honestly, I'm proud of you both.
Thank you, girl.
I have a question. Do you ever have a moment where you listen back to something and think, I wish I'd made that joke there? I replay moments all the time in my head, as well as making jokes along with you two. It really feels like this is a dinner party where you put out the extra chair for us lucky folk. Love you both. Gem.
Emma with the silent J.
Yeah,
oh my
yeah,
God, Jem, that's one of my favourite messages.
Isn't that great? We love that.
I really, really, really love when people say it feels like they're
putting
chatting
an
with
extra
us,
chair.
because that's
We
what
love
we do. That's also very funny. Yeah. I thought when we were talking about a horrible murderer, we shouldn't make a Dick Hickok joke, but I mean, it's there for you.
I know. If you want. If that's up to you.
there.
Off mic, you can say that. You can giggle along. Dick Hickok. But she said, do you ever make jokes that you go, oh, God, I wish I could?
Oh, yes, so often. You know what's funny as well? I'll listen back to our episodes because you do all the editing for this. So you listen while you're editing. I will then listen to the finished thing when it's out there, just to know, what's made the edit and what's not for, when people message us and to respond and everything. And I'll hear you say something, and as I'm listening, like in my car or whatever, I'll kind of in my head comment what I think I would comment. Yeah. And then I hear myself in the recording comment the same thing.
Oh, right. So you just back yourself up.
I'm like, I am just myself in that, because I've thought of the same comeback right now as well, and I already did it.
This one comes from Nicola. What a fabulous episode. This is a John Ronson episode.
Oh, yes.
John Ronson. John Ronson is such an interesting man. Really appreciate this great listen. Thank you, Sammy in Georgia.
Oh, thank you.
We love John Ronson. That was so much fun to have John Ronson
I
on.
went straight to work after that recording. And I was a bit late. And I went and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm a bit... Actually, no, I wasn't late, but it was one of the girls' birthdays. So I had said if I could come in early, I would. And I said, sorry, I didn't make the birthday cake a bit. But, and I was like this, guess who I just interviewed?
Oh my
John
God.
Ronson. And everyone was like, oh, I don't know who that is. I was not meant to say everyone. It was just a couple of people at work were like, oh, I don't know who that is, sorry. And I was like, don't take away my sparkle. I'm so excited coming off the high of that.
Oh my God, those people are uncool.
Grow up.
Yeah, grow up. They don't know. This one comes from Vicky. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Hey, Sammy and G. I thought I'd ring and add for the person that wrote in about the movie Evil Angels that it came from a book called Evil Angels by John Bryson. It has a lot of information about the investigations as well from my memory. I had to study it in the early 90s for Year 12 English text.
Oh, my God. So that's about the one about Lindy and Michael Chamberlain.
Yeah.
So actually, my sister said to me...
About the film? About the
Meryl
film?
Streep and Sam yes. Yeah, Evil
Yeah.
Angels. She said that's why that cat cry, you know, the catchphrase, the dingo's got my baby, that's why that's so infamous in America was because of Meryl Streep saying it in the movie.
Oh, wow.
And that's why it's misquoted because apparently in the movie she says a dingo stole my baby or whatever the misquoting is that she says in the movie. And that's why on like Seinfeld and The Simpsons and stuff, that's so quoted as the Australian thing because it's Meryl Streep doing it in this Australian accent. And that's kind of what made it even more famous than just the case itself.
Oh, thanks, Vicky. I really need to check the film out as well because...
Yeah, we have said we want to watch it. I just can't imagine it's good.
I know.
I feel like if Meryl Streep's in it and it's about a famous Australian case, why haven't we seen it?
I know. It's so funny. I saw a meme the other day that had like just a dog on the chair and it said on the back of it, it's got Meryl Streep and goes, wow,
God,
she
she's
really
good.
can't do anything.
Hey, on this, are there any is there a movie that you haven't seen that everyone is really surprised you haven't seen?
Heated Rivalry.
That's not a movie, baby girl.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I haven't seen Goodfellas. I haven't seen Goodfellas.
Oh, yeah. No, neither have I.
Yeah.
This will surprise you because you know my beautiful friend Sinead, who lives in Lonnie, who I was just hanging out with for the weekend. Now, if you think I love musical theatre, Sinead is like a singing, walking, talking, singing, dancing version of me.
She hasn't seen Spirited.
She hasn't seen High School Musical.
Oh,
I discovered this today.
I haven't
after
seen it,
knowing
but that
her
surprises
for
me for Sinead.
13 years. She has not seen High School Musical.
I say,
Hang on, Sammy, you haven't seen High School Musical?
no.
Okay, well, guess
That
what?
makes way more sense than Sinead.
It does
not
make more
seeing
sense
it,
than Sinead, but it doesn't make sense as my best person. Oh, my best person. I meant my best friend.
Oh.
And I was thinking
Best
favourite
person.
person. I just called you my
Sounds like a
best
dog.
person.
Best person.
No, you are my best
Thank you for
person.
saying that.
We're watching High School Musical together.
Okay. Like I think for like TV shows and stuff, I'm always like I haven't seen Breaking Bad, I haven't seen
That
Game of
surprises
Thrones.
me. I
And
haven't seen Game
those
of
sorts of
Thrones
shows, I'm like, yeah, but films, I don't know.
Because the
there's
film's
no,
like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like getting into Breaking Bad is like a big commitment. If you're not that into it. But a movie, I've never seen a Star Wars.
Oh, I love a Star War.
I've only seen one James Bond.
I've seen all the James Bond.
Have you?
Yep.
And the last one's the only one I've seen.
Yep.
Where, spoiler alert, spoiler ahead, skip ahead if you haven't seen it. The one where he dies.
Yeah.
So I was very confused. I was confused by everyone being like shooketh
Yes.
at that because I was like, does he
Does he not die in every film?
Does he not die in every film?
Hey, we've got 2 voicemails, but it's part 1 and part 2.
Oh.
And it comes from someone I've heard from before, and I really bloody like them because I bloody love their name, I'll tell you that much. Woody.
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 I love Woody.
Hello, friends. It's your favourite long-winded listener and caller, Woody.
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 I'm calling today with respect to the recent episode on the Cecil Hotel or the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah.
I believe both pronunciations are correct, depending on where you are in Georgia. But also, my call, funnily enough, is about pronunciation. Because my actual name is Elisa. Much like
Elisa Lamb.
victim in the episode, Elisa Lamb. Mine is spelled E-L-L-I-S-A. Hers is E-L-I-S-A.
Yeah.
But I wanted to call and congratulate you, Georgia, on the beautiful pronunciation
Georgia.
that you were giving her of Elisa. But you did end up changing throughout the episode.
Damn it.
I'm sure a few times and started calling her Elisa.
Yeah.
Which is actually my Audrey peeve.
Oh, no!
Constantly mispronunciate my name. Because I think Elisa should have a double S, right?
Yes.
So
Correct.
it really peeves me when people get it wrong.
Yeah, fair enough.
You were doing so beautifully, but I swear you'll have to go back, get the receipts, but I'm pretty sure you jump around a little bit.
Yeah, I did.
Anyway, still love your work. It was an awesome episode, but go back and have a listen.
Oh, Elisa Woody, we love you.
We love
I
you.
did. I realised when I was listening back to it, I said Elisa a couple of times. I think I was like questioning myself because I was
Right.
going between Cecil and Cecil. I questioned whether it was Elisa. But you're right, because the name, so Lisa is Lisa.
Yes.
So with an E in front of that is Elisa. So thank you for crediting me.
Yeah,
And
good on
then
you, Woody.
I'm sorry for also getting it wrong as well.
Well, we have part 2 of this speak pipe as well that comes from our good friend Woody. And I'm just
Elisa
gonna,
Woody?
Elisa Woody, the one in the same. Ready for this?
Yes.
Hello. Sorry, it's Woody again. I just need to clarify. I am aware that mispronunciate is not a word, which I believe I said in my previous speak pipe. How embarrassing. Anyway, I guess it serves me right for going in and correcting you. Okay, bye.
I love
Oh my God,
that.
that's so funny because if she didn't clarify, I
Yeah.
assumed it was a joke. But see, you know what? You've got to be able
Yeah.
to admit when you're wrong.
And
And
we
if
love-
I ever am, I will.
We love a second part as well. It's like when you say goodbye to someone and you walk off in the same direction. It's like, oh, here we go. Just one more thing. This comes from Matt. It says, Sammy P and G Love, I thoroughly enjoyed when I'm casually playing a video game, Final Fantasy, and I can't help but read the flavour text of a quest as said in your podcast.
Yeah.
I implore you, your magistrate.
Yeah, magistrate.
And there is a great screenshot here where it says, I implore you.
I implore
you, Her
you.
Magistrate. Thanks, Matt.
Yes.
We don't know anything about gaming, but we
But
love.
now we do. Now we know that game says I implore you at the end.
I know, but it's Final Fantasy Online, but XIV Online. What's that?
What do you mean XIV?
XIV,
online?
Roman numerals.
15.
15 online.
Is that what it is? 15?
15
no,
online, I believe. XIV?
No, X.
Oh, whatever. Online. We're no
Famously-
mathematicians.
Famously, math's not my strong point in English or Roman.
We got this one from Ren. Hello. Sorry I don't have Instagram, so I'm sending an old-fashioned email. About Elisa.
Elisa.
About Elisa and how she managed to get into the water tank. It looks like there is access from the roof of the hotel itself. It would have taken a lot of effort, so I don't think it answers every question, but it does look like she could have gotten up there somehow, then easily jumped onto the tank.
Oh, from the hotel next
From
door.
the hotel
or
next
something.
door. Also, I remember watching a YouTube video from someone who wanted to see if they could get up the water tanks themselves. Apparently, the door to the rooftop was left wide open. I don't think security is great at the hotel. In my opinion, Elisa's story is a very tragic accident, and I think it's awful that she was so far from home and clearly suffering from a scary mental health episode. I definitely got sucked into this because when it first broke, but now it makes me sad. Love the podcast, guys. Thank you for your hard work. And she's actually attached photos of people in the the water tanks there as well, which will
Trying
show
to
the
do it.
YouTube
Oh,
trying
God, people are weird.
to do it.
I say that we're
I know,
also fascinated by it.
We've got 2 more. Let's end on 2 more. We've got Dean. Heya, guys.
Heya.
Love your work. I wanted to write in with a theory about the Elisa Lam case.
Oh, see, people are obsessed with it.
They are. I believe that Elisa witnessed something that she shouldn't have done soon after arriving at the hotel. The trauma of what she witnessed triggered something with her mental health and led to her strange behaviour in the lead up to her disappearance. I think she was tracked down and killed because of what she witnessed.
Bum, bum, bum.
A lot of people seem to think of the murder versus mental health situation as separate theories, but I think both are not only plausible, but the most logical explanation.
Wow.
For a future ep, would love for you to do one on the Yuba County 5. It's one of the weirdest cases. YUBA? Yuba? Of the weirdest cases I've ever heard, and so much about it is baffling. Love your work and love how you have taken a different approach to the True Crime podcast. Love yous, Dean from Melbourne.
Love you, Dean from Melbourne.
How
I'm
good's
going to
that? We
write
love-
that one down in my list
Yeah,
of stories to look
absolutely.
into.
I'm going to end on Stephanie. Hi, Sammy and Georgia. Happy anniversary.
Thank
you guys
you.
should be proud. What an impressive milestone. As a lady of impeccable podcast tastes who considers herself to be a day one listener, NACP is the best. I love listening every week and I'm really proud of you both. At the top of the episode, Sammy always says, keep leaving 5-star reviews, and I would, but bloody Apple only lets you have one go. Anyway, keep up the awesome work. We love and appreciate you, Steph. How nice is that?
Thank you, Steph.
And then she writes, P.S. Tell G to check her IG DMs. She's missing so many hilarious / horrendous replies to her stories, in my humble opinion.
Sorry, Steph.
How great is that? That's so funny.
Oh, my God, that's amazing.
Isn't that the best? We absolutely love hearing from you listeners. So please
God, we love it.
do write in, sammy@justanothercompany.com.au. Leave us a goddamn voicemail. You can do that. All the links are below. You can watch us on YouTube. All these episodes go up on there. And also, G-Love, what should they do? Should they leave a 5-star rating?
Yes, they need to leave a 5-star rating, 5-star review, and follow us on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube at Not Another Crime Podcast. And then they need to also tell us a Portrait peeve.
Oh, God, G-Love, would you like to tell me a Portrait peeve for today?
So I have one that has been influenced by my weekend away at the festival.
Ah, the festival, of course.
And it's actually a double-edged Portrait peeve. So there are two peeves, but they are the opposite of each other. So
Yep.
I do realise that there's no way of fixing it.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
both options of what happened now peeve me.
Okay,
So-
yep.
The first part of it is encores. Bands doing encores
Oh,
is a peeve.
okay.
Because it's like,
Yep.
just play all your song. Like, obviously, if
Yes.
you haven't played your biggest song, we don't believe that you're actually leaving, right? Don't waste our time. You don't need to big up your own ego by getting us to all scream for you to come back.
Yeah.
But
Just
then
do
the
one more
flip
song.
side of that
Yep.
is because that is so common, I have found out when Boy and Bear performed on Sunday,
Boy and Bear, yeah.
I found a new peeve, and that is when there is no encore.
Oh, okay. So you've really flipped it.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because it's now such an expected thing.
You always expect
that
an encore, part of the
artists
show.
do encores. So when they finished and said thank you, and then they walked off, and then they didn't come back, I was like,
Oh, okay. I guess that's it then.
So actually,
I guess I mean nothing to you
the
then.
peeve is the former.
Yes.
I don't like encores; they're unnecessary. But because they're so common, now there is a new peeve, which is what they don't do them. So I
Yes.
think Boy and Bear needs to be setting the trend, and everyone needs to follow them. Just play your best songs and get out.
And you can get out. Well, I will say a similar thing in that shows that go way over. So during like a festival
on the
season or
TV.
something. No. So in like a festival season or something, you're going to see a comedy show,
Right.
a comedy festival,
Yes.
and that goes 10 minutes over. So the next show goes 10 minutes over. And then you're trying to get
Yes.
to the next show. And I did it
Yeah.
myself. So when I recorded my show at the, when I recorded it for the Comedy
You went
Republic YouTube
over.
channel, I went so over.
You peeved yourself.
Well, I didn't even know that I went over. The reason that I went over is because our good friend Joel Creasy messaged me and said I wanted to stay for the ending, but it just went for it went way over. Oops. I was like, no, it didn't. And so up on it was just after daylight savings, and they hadn't changed the clock up the top, so I thought I was way under, and I was going, oh no, shit, I've got another hour to
45
make up.
minutes left.
Oh my god! And I finished the show going, oh shit, did I remember everything? Did I remember everything?
my
Oh my god, I can't
God.
remember. And then I looked at my watch. I was like, oh no. And I'd gone a full 15 minutes over or something. Like more than that. But because the show had an opening and all this other stuff, and we started to film and everything, so it went way over. But oh my god! And so I did it myself. And so
You
when
peeved
you're,
yourself.
I peeved myself. But when you're like at a comedy festival or something, and you've lined up to see 2 or 3 shows that
true.
night,
You've only got
you've only got 10 minutes as a
between
buffer.
it. Yeah, right.
And it's really hard when something goes over and you have to run as quickly as you can to the next one, and you miss like the first 5 minutes of that one. I did that once when I was maybe 15 years old, or maybe 15 or 16. must have been 15, and came up to the city, and my brother and I went to go and see Judith Lucy. And the deal was I got to pick one and he got to pick one. So we went to see Judith Lucy.
It was obviously your choice.
It was my choice, and his was Arch Barker.
Oh, you hate Arch Barker.
Just in case Arch Barker's listening, I don't hate Arch Barker.
You wouldn't have chosen
I wouldn't have chosen Arch Barker. And so we're walking out of, we have to leave early. Because it's like, oh my God, Judith Lucy started 10 minutes late. She's blah, 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 blah. And we're walking out, and I really don't want to walk out. And we have to walk out. And Judith Lucy leans down in mine and my brother's face because we had to pass her to walk out.
Oh, no.
So had to go by the stage to walk out the door. And she leans down and she goes, "What are you doing?" And we went, my brother booked tickets to go and see another show. And Judith goes, "Who is it?"
Oh, no.
And then my brother said, "Arch Barker." And she goes, "Arch Barker? He's not even fucking funny." And then as we were leaving, she just kept shouting it. "He's not even fucking funny." And she goes, "I'm a legend." And I was like, "You are."
You would have been so
I'm so sorry, my queen. I'm so sorry, my beautiful queen. The best comedian in the world, in my opinion, yelling at us that Arch Barker's not funny. I was like, I agree. I just had to. I couldn't be in the cité by myself. Oh, my God. Anyway, thank you, everyone, for listening
also quickly,
to us.
talking about comedians, and a shout out to our good friend Joel Creasy, who you just brought up.
Yeah.
Shout out to Joel Creasy. He has just announced he's got his
Brand
own national radio show on Nova lunchtimes starting, I think, in April. So congratulations to our friend Joel.
Congratulations to our friend Joel.
Congratulations to our friend Joel, even though he is on a competing network to me.
And also the other thing is that we hope that you enjoy the documentary on Lucy Letby as well. Yeah. Thank you for this awful story this week, but we'll see you next week with another true crime
I'm going to
story.
make Sammy watch Heated Rivalry this week. Yeah. We're going to the cottage, baby.
TikTok, book talk, stars!